beautiful angel walks over to a soul and says, "Soul, you're going on an amazing journey to a time-space reality we call planet Earth. Oh, you've been here before. You've had some good lives, and you've had some not-so-good lives. But this one, this life coming up, this is going to be absolutely outstanding. Before you embark on your journey, I've got 4 things, 4 very important things I need to share with you." The soul looks up at the angel and says, "Go ahead, angel, lay it on me." The angel says, "Number 1, you are going to be the wealthiest person on planet Earth. You'll be a gazillionaire. Matter of fact, that word hasn't even been invented yet. You're going to invent that word. You'll have unlimited resources. Matter of fact, the more you spend, the more you receive. Number 2, you'll be as healthy as an ox. You'll resist every major disease on the planet. You'll have the strength and the stamina to compete in any Olympic event and easily bring home the gold. And number 3, well, you'll be loved. You'll be loved by everyone. You have 2 loving parents, loving siblings, a circle of loving friends. The whole world will love you. And you'll love the whole world." And the soul looks at the angel and says, "That's 3. What's that 4th one?" The angel says, "That's a question. The question is, what are you going to do to make the world a better place?" Contest master, my fellow soulmates. Each and every one of us is born with the seeds of greatness. We can be, we can do, we can have anything we desire. But it comes from our givingness. It comes from that showing up to life in such a way where you're sharing your uniqueness to make the world a better place. Now, I learned about this when I was just 12 years old, from a very valuable lesson from Mom. Mom wanted me to walk a girl to the bus stop. I wanted to be cool. I didn't want to walk anybody to the bus stop, especially a girl. Especially Wendy. See, Wendy was a little different. She was what we call mentally handicapped. She was a lot bigger than myself, a lot older. She had kind of a mind more of a child. For me, I fought this. I really wanted to be cool. But my mom sat me down and said, "Son, sometimes you've got to be there for somebody. Sometimes you've got to show that you're a friend." And she's nervous, and to be able to walk her to school, I think is something that you can do. So first thing, the next morning I showed up at Wendy's house. She came out with her mom, and she had a big smile on her face, shouted my name, "Ron!" Came down, gave me a big hug, and proceeded to hold my hand as we walked to school. Now, I didn't know this was part of the deal. But when somebody's a little bit bigger and stronger than you, you kind of go along with it. The other thing I didn't realize was she and me together, I would not be cool. And that was something that I had a hard time with. And I had to agree to my mom's words. So I ended up getting teased. I had some of my best friends, actually literally my best friends, poke fun at me. And as time went on, things started to escalate. There was one day where I was walking along and several of my best friends were pushing us, saying words, really bad words, words I can't even share on a Toastmasters stage. And then one actually kicked my books completely out from underneath my arms and scattered my papers all across the street. Wendy snapped. She beat up 2 of those kids. Sent the 3rd running for his life. And I didn't know really whether I should laugh because I certainly deserved it, or be somewhat in fear because I certainly didn't want her to turn on me. The truth is, she had a kind and gentle heart. She loved nature. Matter of fact, as we would walk to the bus stop, she'd pick flowers and gaze at birds overhead. And one time there was a big fat frog, a big fat toad in the middle of the road, and she picked it up, and yes, it peed on her. And she brought it to the side of the road for safety. And if there was a feather, it didn't matter whether it was dirty or disgusting, she would pick up that feather. That feather was her friend. Feathers made her day. get to the bus stop quite often, the bus would be long gone. My friends would be gone too, so it was okay by me. One morning, though, my mom got a phone call, and she got off the phone, and she said, son, it's not good news. You're not going to be walking to school this morning. You see, she had a seizure, and she can't go to school. I didn't know what a seizure was. I was 12 years old. I knew they weren't good, and I knew that when she had them, typically she was out of school for 1 or 2 days. This time she was gone until Monday. Now when Monday morning came along, I knew that I wanted to do something that was special. I knew I wanted to be there for her. And as I walked down the long street, I ended up noticing a feather. And I picked that feather up, and I knew that this little thing would make her smile. This would be my little gift to her. However, as I turned the street to look at her driveway, I noticed an ambulance was pulling out. There were no lights and no siren. My mom taught me something else, and that was when an ambulance leaves a scene and there's no lights or siren, it means the person is either perfectly okay or they didn't make it. At 12 years old, yes, I was a brat. But it took somebody dying to make me realize the preciousness of life. To make me understand that little old me can make a difference to somebody. That each and every one of us can show up to life in such a way. Be a beneficial presence. Now, Toastmasters, there are many things in life that I don't know. I don't know what makes the world spin. I don't know what makes the grass grow. I don't know what makes the sun shine. But I do know one thing. That each and every one of us has a deadline. That both you and I someday will cease to exist on this planet. We can't control that. The thing we can control is how we show up to life. How we can be a beneficial presence to the world. How we can share our gift to humanity. But it starts with a simple but basic, ultimate question. And that is, what are you going to do to make the world